Hi, this is Prize and my channel name is It's Prize. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're new and I like my kind of content, please kindly subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Today I'm here with my guest once again.
Greetings to everyone who is watching It's Prize. This is Julius. I'm back on It's Prize channel.
Yeah. This is now my regular guest because, you like him, you say he's good, I should always bring him back. If you have anything that you want him to talk about, ask him anything, he'll answer you anything. I don't know what you want to ask, but if you want to ask anything about East Africa, just ask in the comment section, he'll be answering. Why are you smiling like that when I say they ask you anything?
No, I'm just happy.
So, you always tell me that Kenya is your second home, that you have relatives in Kenya, that you know everything about Kenya. You have driven in Nairobi, you have stayed there, you have gone there like over 20 times. So today, I want you to tell me those strange things you saw, like those things you see and they like shock you, like maybe you ate some food and you're like, even this is food, or something that you looked at and it was so strange. So, just tell me anything.
Okay, fast forward. My first time of going to Nairobi, I think, was around 2007.
How many years?
It was around 2007. Maybe 15 years. I think so. That was my first time of going to Kenya.
17 years?
And the first place I visited while in Kenya was Kakamega. That was my first destination in Kenya.
What are you going to do in Kakamega?
I'm going to visit a friend we are working with. He told me my home is just across the border. My home is just across the border. We can even go and come back the same day.
Okay.
So we just jumped in the car and drove. Even going there the first time we drove. Just reached the border and a few minutes we were just there. Okay. I think my first impression.
You can drive and pass at the border anyhow. They don't ask for anything.
No, they ask. You only need clearance. Plus, you just need insurance, COMESA insurance, which you always pick from your insurance company, like NIC. If your insurance company is like NIC, you go there. They can give you insurance at a cheaper price before even going to the border. Because once you reach at the border, you'll find agents who will also want to rip you off, and yet it's not necessary. So once you have your insurance, then Uganda Revenue Authority will clear you on the Ugandan side. Immigration, then you cross on the Kenyan side. They do the same, and they leave you to go.
Okay.
So the first time, the truth is I didn't expect anything as I was going. I just went like a blind person. But when I reached there, the first thing I realized, Kenyans are friendly people. We went to Kakamega and we weren't even in Kakamega as a town, but we entered deep inside the villages. Those people are friendly people. They are good people. They will have a chat with you. You will not get lost when you're with those people. That was my first time of going to Kenya.
Expect you to speak Swahili to them more than English.
Okay. Since I was just a visitor, I didn't expect much because I already had a colleague who was from there. Though, of course, the other thing I noticed was even in the village there, they speak Swahili most of the time. Everything they are doing is Swahili. Even in the markets, they are using Swahili. And me, Swahili is Angas. I don't want to lie to you that I know Swahili. Though the good thing is, however much they know Swahili, they also know English. So it was a smooth ride. Then the next time I was also, the second time I went, I think this time I almost visited practically many villages in Kenya. Including the capital city, Mombasa. By that one, I was doing some work with East African community. Though of course, like when I was there, of course you're asking me how I view my first time of going there. Yeah, okay, like one observation I can give is, I think like Nairobi, like Kampala, I think there is a bit of income inequality, because you will reach in a certain place like Westlands, you find guys have got nice houses, they have got Porsche cars, and when you go on the other side, people are completely doing badly, as I mean badly. So I don't know how we are going to solve the income inequality.
You mean like these ones are in you mean you're comparing like village and town, or
No, within
town?
Town and town. You find, I think there's a very big
brings about that?
Income inequality. I don't know, maybe researchers could tell us what brings it up and how it can be solved, because I think it needs to be solved. I think it's unfair to find some people happy and the others are sad. In Nairobi, you will see with your eyes, you will see people's houses, you will see the kind of cars they are driving, and these people drive very expensive cars, because you see, for them they don't allow, I think, cars which are older than 5 years. So once you've bought a car, you will have really spent money. And then when you go on this other side, people don't have even what to eat. That is my personal observation. I'm not saying Kenya in general. Yeah. Other people could be having their own way, how they saw how they saw it, the time they reached there. Then the other thing, Kenyans on the road are rough drivers. My God. These guys, I can't say. Yeah. I think they're experienced in being rough on the road.
My sister told me they're always rushing.
They are very rough on the road. So to also drive there, you need to do the same thing.
I was asking my sister, why are they always rushing?
Maybe they are looking for money. Could it be the case? They can comment down and tell us why they're always rushing.
They're always rushing.
Yeah, because you see, okay, me, I did defensive driving. So driving in Nairobi wasn't a big deal, because I already had an idea.
Even you were rushing?
No, like I did, when you're studying defensive driving, they teach you that you are the only sober person on the road. So when you drive having that in mind, you always have to be careful. These guys can stop anyhow, they move anyhow, they are so fast, and there are no accidents there. That's the other beauty part of it. However rough they are on the road, there are no accidents. Even these matatus, like it's practically you just run out of it as it is moving, because they don't have that patience to stop. Like in Kampala, a taxi will stop, you move out, you move out majestically. There's no rush. But the other side, you rush entering and rush moving out.
I can't pay you. I just jump and go.
Then on the food, me, I'm used to drinking soup, as we call it supu. I don't know, the English people call it soup. Though of course I need to be corrected if I'm wrong, because I've seen if you go like some of these big hotels, people tell you that there is soup and you see as if it's porridge. Then they tell it's mushroom soup. And yes, us here we are used to soup, which is watery. You just have your plate, you drink. You have a cup.
So their soup is thick. It's still like not soup.
I even can't call it soup, because all the times I was there, I think I'm always eating dry things. You eat skuma wiki, you eat this hard posho. I mean hard is, when I'm talking about hard, it's hard posho. Because you see, as we used our soft posho, this same hard posho is the one which used to make us do what? Which used to make us strike during our times at school. Because us, we are just used to what? We are just used to this called number 1, number 2, where they remove the outer cover. But with Kenyans, they grind all the maize, and I think that's why they are strong. Because scientifically, all the nutrients are in the cover. Which us as Ugandans will remove. So the food I ate in Kenya, really, I enjoyed the posho, which I used to despise while at school. Which I used to despise while at school. Then I found out that they eat this thing called, is it githeri? Where they cook maize and beans, a mixture of maize and beans. We also cook it in Uganda, but in Kenya, they use fresh beans. In Kenya they use fresh beans and fresh maize. For us here we use we use dry things. We use dry maize, dry beans. But for the Kenyans they do both. Then the other thing I saw, Kenyans like eating meat. I also like eating meat. But I might find I like it and other people don't. But with Kenyans, I think it's automatic that everyone is eating meat. Then I think still on the foods, I think I ate quails at some point. I ate quails at some point because you see, us here we have grasshoppers. I think so. And of course, I was even shocked that for them they don't eat them, but they eat quail. Some people eat quails, and I like eating new things. I think I've been blessed not to have problems with eating new things. I like eating new things. I like trying out new food stuffs. So when the quails were put on my plate, I ate when the quails were put on the plate. I just ate without even thinking twice. And I can assure you, I think someone said that the quails are in the Bible. So maybe
what are quails?
I don't know them in our local language.
What you can explain, like how they look like?
I need to read the Bible and be sure. I don't want to say things I don't know.
You ate them once?
I think twice.
They are nice?
They are very sweet. They are very sweet. So those are like some of the culture shocks. As we eat grasshoppers in Uganda, the other side they are eating something else.
Yeah.
So I ate those quails. Then I think Nairobi, the time I went there, Nairobi first time, I think they still had many hawkers on the streets like Kampala. Hawkers. They were so many with a convincing tongue like these ones of Kampala. If you are not careful and you've changed your money to Kenyan shillings, you will buy and buy and buy.
In Kampala, they will persuade you and even sell you things like.
Yeah, you don't know, and things you don't need.
Even in Uganda, they can't even say leaves.
Then I think with the time I've been there doing work, I think Kenya has a problem of bureaucracy compared to Uganda with offices. There's a lot of bureaucracy in Kenya. If you are going to do business in Kenya, you need all sorts of licenses. You find even operating like a bar, they have like 5 licenses from different departments, as opposed to Uganda where you only need like I think KCC, the trading license, plus the UR18 number.
License. Even some don't have PIN number.
Yeah, and you just move. But Kenya, the number of times we did work there, there's too much bureaucracy. When I talk of bureaucracy, I mean it. There's too much. They say you need permission from so and so, you need permission here, you need this. So to avoid all those kind of things, I think you need an agent. If you're going to do business in Kenya, better look for an agent to help you sort out some of those things.
Okay.
And I think, what else? Okay, the other thing, I think there's a time where in Nairobi and it was so cold. My God. I last saw that coldness when we still had trees. And when we still had trees and operational hills. In Kisoro, Kisoro, my ancestral home used to be like a bush. Okay, the time before people started cutting down trees, deforestation, we used to have that kind of coldness. But in Nairobi, it's like, okay, I've not been present with winter, but in Nairobi, I think I can equate it to having winter. But it's funny that even like that time when Nairobi was cold, I think we were also on to Mombasa, it was the opposite. Mombasa was warm.
Yeah.
And even like okay, like comparing Nairobi to Mombasa, you know, like during that time of coldness, we actually we moved by air, so you know you could feel the coldness when it is landing. But again, when you're reaching Mombasa, you would still feel the heat in the plane. So that was the other thing which I had not anticipated. Okay, I had not been told that. It just landed on me, and it was a bit unfortunate that I had moved as a Ugandan, so I was forced to add in more money to buy a better jumper, because I had just moved with my t-shirts and shirts which were just light.
Yeah.
But that coldness hit me the hard way, so I had to learn. Even if now I don't know the type of weather which is in Nairobi and I want to go there, I just carry those heavy things just in case, so that I don't land in the same thing. But all in all, Kenya is a lovely country. Kenya is a beautiful place. I've had an opportunity to even work in their villages. These people are very good people. Though I think they are good to people who are good to them. That one I'm not so sure, because of course, like me, I was there because of work. So since I was just there to eat their food in restaurants and pay where to sleep, of course they are making business out of me. So I don't know if I went as a different person, whether I will still have the same service. Anyway, that one I just said it as a by the way. Kenyans are so loving. I've been there several times, even when I'm not having work there. Just have fun. Just go there like Kisumu, Nakuru, just having fun, really. So I can call it my other home, because currently I have so many family members who are living there. So any time of the day, I can always go there, because I don't need much. I just need my national ID. Or I need my passport. Even if I don't have both, I can still get a temporary travel document at the border, and it's 5,000 Ugandan shillings. I don't know how much it is in Kenyan shillings, but in Ugandan shillings, just 5,000 crossing. They just give me that temporary document, which I will use to just cross the border, which I can use for a month. So that's what I had to say as my experience in Kenya. Anything else?
My sister told me that in Matatus they play loud music, that even when they are renting, in those rentals, they play loud music.
I had forgotten about that. You know, those Matatus are so funny. You know, they play very loud music. They play very loud music. They also have some funny drawings on the taxis. So it's interesting, because you see, once you see those matatus, okay, I can call them matatus or even like half buses. They have funny drawings on them, like for Rastas, and then you're inside, they are blasting music. Kenyans love music. I had forgotten, I think I also went, is it Langata in Nairobi? Some restaurant called Carnivore. There you eat meat, all sorts of meat, even bush meat. The funny meat which I saw, the ostrich meatballs, which they call the ostrich meatballs. It's an interesting experience, because these guys, they have, I think, two types of, they have two, you can either get a platter which has all sorts of meat and eat, or you can pay and eat till you get tired. I think they give you some card which is green, and if you're tired, as long as the green is still showing, they keep bringing. But once you're tired, you put down the flag. It's an interesting experience. It's an interesting experience. Once you reach there, you look for a carnival restaurant. You'll have fun. Though you need to go when your stomach is empty because there's a lot of food.
Can you imagine like Uganda having that loud music in the matatus?
People will kill you.
I don't find it because some are going hospitals, some are coming from the hospitals. So I can imagine that loud music.
People
So many
in Uganda, we don't like loud music. Maybe if you are in bars and discotheques, but in taxis, people will abuse you. Even switch off your radio.
Did we leave out anything? You know, I've been up and down, distracted somehow. You know, I always want to pay attention and ask you questions.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so guys, we have come to the end of the video. Unless you have anything else, is there?
No, maybe just thanking everyone who is subscribing. Kindly turn on the notification button in case there's any new thing on the channel. You can always be informed and follow and see what is happening with It's Prize channel.
And for what about those asking whether you have a YouTube channel? Yes. Where should they find you? There are some people asking that they have a YouTube channel.
It's not my area of specialization. Maybe at some point, but currently no. I'm just doing my own stuff.
Currently on It's Prize. Yeah. If you want him to answer anything, just write it down in the comment section and I always have him to answer your questions. So thank you so much for being with us up to the end, and if you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe. And I think that is it, the culture shocks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Me, I was up and down, but I will watch it. I think I also learned something. Otherwise, bye bye.